Fellow mobile gamers of YouTube, my name is NimbleThor and welcome back to my mobile gaming quest where we look for the best new mobile games. And today, we are going to check out Maze Machina by indie developer Arnold Rauers, who makes these awesome puzzle games. In case you haven't played any of his previous games, like Card Crawl, Card Thief, you definitely gotta go do that. I've also covered those games here on the channel. I'll leave a few links in the comment section down below this video. But this one is a brand new one from Arnold though, and while it does stay within the same overall sort of strategy puzzle genre as his other games, this one tries to add a lot more variety to the gameplay, which has been one of the only complaints I've heard mentioned about his other games, is that they can tend to become a bit repetitive eventually. But before we talk about how this game is kept fresh, and how it avoids the same pitfalls of becoming too repetitive as the previous games, let's first get the core gameplay down. So, the theme in this game is that we're trapped in this 3x3 grid maze full of robots and lots of items. Our goal is to get the key and get out of the maze by standing on the exit tile. So right now we're in sort of the opposite corner of the key. It is in the bottom left corner and we're in the top right corner. And between us and that key is a lot of robots. The issue is that we only have a certain amount of stamina to run through before we die, and every mana costs 1 stamina, so we have to be pretty careful about that. But here's where it gets really interesting, because whenever we move by swiping in any direction, all robots on the map move in the same direction. So, for example, if we move to the left side now, all robots that can move to the left side will do the same, and then all actions execute at the same time. So what this means is that even though we have a sword in our hand, for example, and we move to the left side, if there's a robot standing to the left of us, that robot will also move at the same time, so we won't actually be able to attack that robot before we've captured it up against a wall somewhere. Now, this was a tricky way to get the key. Did you guys see that? We could actually throw this thing out and it would drag the key back to us. So now all we have to do is to get to the exit. So let's move down, and that actually executed a special weapon, which meant that we didn't get to move on that turn, but we just used an attack instead. So let's move down again and then move to the left, and here we are exiting 1 out of 15 stages of these mazes that we have to get through. Now, there are so many different weapons in this game, and this is getting now into how this game avoids getting too repetitive, because all of these items, and there are over 20 of them by the way, will drastically change the strategy we need to complete the maze. And what this means is effectively that there is no one winning strategy for this game. We basically have to use whatever weapons are available for us, and we equip a weapon simply by jumping onto the tile where that weapon is located, and then when we've used the item, a new item will spawn in its place, and in that way we constantly get new items that spawn in these levels, and it's all randomly generated. Now, look at this. We have a bow right now, and the bow cannot attack someone standing right next to us, but we can still try to move to the right side and actually move that robot in the top if we wanted to. I did it now just to show you guys, but let's see if we can get to the exit. I think we have a good chance. Yes, there we go, moving down, and we finished stage 2 out of 15. But we have to be careful though, because we are starting to run a bit low on stamina. We have 24 stamina left at the moment, but fortunately for us though, every 3 levels a piece of food will spawn, such as right now where we have a piece of cheese that I'm gonna try to collect here. Let's see if we can move up onto that chunk of cheese, and that's gonna recover 40 stamina. So we're back to, well, actually we're all the way up to 62 now. We started with only 50 and we now have 62. So now we're good to go for a few more levels. This is an awesome attack, by the way. If we ever forget how these weapons work, by the way, we can always just hold down on a tile and this little tutorial box will pop up and say that, for example, this is a mimic mask. Use the item of the attacked enemy. So that's pretty useful because there's so many items and I tend to forget them at least. This one was actually pretty easy, so now we are ready to go for stage 4 out of 15, and as you might have noticed, every time we complete a stage, some more of that machina, of that robot that's looking at us in the top of the screen, gets slowly destroyed, and our goal, of course, is to destroy it completely so that we can exit the cave. Now, this is a bomb. This is a really interesting weapon. So it throws the bomb whenever we swipe down, or swipe in any direction, really, and then the bomb also moves whenever we move. So right now, for example, if we move down, we're gonna make that robot explode. That is awesome. Where is the key? Oh, this guy over here stole it. So let's get a bomb down to this guy. Let's move down. Yes, there we go. Kaboom! And we get to steal the key. And not only that, we actually also have an easy access to the exit tile. And there we go, 44 stamina at level 5. I think this is a new record, by the way. Hey, again, guys, so after I finished recording this video, I realized that I hadn't even talked about the fact that some weapons in this game, some items in this game, will get to attack instantly. So, for example, if we use the dagger right now, we move to the left, as you can see, instead of having the robot to the left of us also moving to the left, we were able to attack instantly with that dagger. And there are quite a few of those weapons in this game. And also another neat fact about this game is that if you want to see how a turn is going to unfold before you actually move there, you can simply tap and hold down on the screen. And then if you don't like what's going on, you can always move back again like so. And this is a very nice little feature. It's a nice way to get to know the game. But even as you get further into the game, it's also a nice way to figure out, hey, the move I'm about to make, how will that impact all the other robots on the field? And will it actually make me die, for example? So if we moved, let's see, if we actually moved down, I think, yes, that will kill us. As you can see, the game conveniently shows a skull atop of our head, and that's an indication that, nope, this is not a good strategy. Don't go this way. So let's get back to the game again, but just figured I would show you guys this because this is part of what I mean when I very soon, in the past, but very soon for you guys, get into talking about the art style and how I really feel like this is a really polished gameplay experience. Some of these features is what I'm referring to. Needless to say, I've always loved the art style of Arnold's games, and I think Maze Machina might just be one of his best looking games so far. And it's also a very polished experience, and with a free version on Android where the normal mode can be played for free, and other modes can be played by watching an advertisement or buying the full version of the game, and then only a $2 upfront premium price on iOS, there's really no way to complain about the monetization either. And honestly, it's just a pretty incredible amount of value for the price. We have, I think, 4 or maybe even 5 game modes in total. We also have online leaderboards, and this game can be played offline as well, and it only takes up about 150 megabytes of space, so there's really very little not to like about the game. I also really enjoy that the play sessions are typically only 5 to 10 minutes. It's a good fit for mobile, unlike all the many auto chess games out there that can last for 30 or maybe even 40 minutes. This is more of a traditional, I actually want to say nearly old school mobile game. I feel like this game, in terms of its monetization, in terms of its core gameplay loop that is very simple and then with a few different gameplay modes, is very reminiscent of some of the early mobile games we saw back in, 2012, 2011, and maybe even going back to 2010 and 9, where we saw, of course, games like Angry Birds, for example. So, there you have it, an incredibly well-made, turn-based strategy puzzler with an awesome art style. Hardly gets any better than that, but let me know what you think about this game down in the comment section down below this video. And now let's then head into the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that the incredibly popular MOBA called Mobile Legends Bang Bang has now generated over $500 million in lifetime revenue. And in case you were wondering, hey, NimbleThor, is this game even relevant anymore? It definitely is, and in fact in 2019 it had its best year ever in terms of revenue, earning over $200 million. And the game also has nearly reached 300 million downloads in total now, so it shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon, which is honestly kind of weird. I expected this game to be dead by now because it's a lot more pay to win than the other MOBAs out there, and in my opinion, it's just not as great as the MOBAs like Vainglory or even Arena of Valor. But maybe that's just me though. Let me know if you really like Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and if so, why you like that more so than, for example, Vainglory and Arena of Valor. But that was your daily nugget of mobile gaming news, so I hope that you enjoyed the rest of this video and that piece of news. And then until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.